Ian is a weirdo. Today I'm gonna try to work on my pride top a little bit more. I didn't sleep last night, so we'll see how things go today. And then once I finish the top, I'm gonna start organizing some stuff. So my Amazon stuff does not get here today. As not expected to. It gets here tomorrow. Um, but I can kind of start setting up and getting an idea of what kind of the timing of things coming in. And and then also I ordered my Dharma trading company dye and soda ash, so I can get all of that tie dye shit, like my dyeing of yarn started, because and I kind of tried to like allude to it, and I even forgot myself how much room it all takes, and it takes a ton of room. So I'm gonna crochet, even though I have a sweet cat that's right here. Um, we're just gonna focus on getting stuff done today. It might be a good day to get stuff done together. It might not be. We might not be feeling the vibe. Who knows? We'll find out. I really wish I had time to crochet a little reusable pad for that Swiffer thing that I found. But I think I'm just gonna put like a washcloth on it, and that'll be good enough. Um, so I did some research about what to use on the floor, um, and so pine sol is like super toxic for animals even after it's dried, because the pine oil, uh, and it can get on their paws and then they can lick it. So pine sol is not going to be an option. But so I decided to go with the Lysol um, uh, cleaner, because it has a little bit. I know it'll clean and not just smell good. And um, while I love Fabulosa, but this will disinfect and it actually dries faster. So, in case you were part of that conversation the other day, that's what I ultimately decided to do. I know every situation is the same, and if I was cleaning something bigger than this, tiny space, that'd be a different consideration. But I'm working within, what makes sense here. So this is what I have so far. I'm almost at the edge. I'm actually pretty much at the edge of the cup here. So I have just the red left, really. And then I've got to do 6 inches, or what will be 6 inches, once I do the space for the boning and whatnot. It felt so good to shower last night and get clean, and wear clean clothes. Like, it just, I don't feel like I've had that really since I got back from my trip. So it felt really nice to be able to do, and feel a little bit less sick when I did it. So that was nice. I still don't have a working light in my bathroom, so it's off to contact maintenance. Um, I don't know if the electrician never came or I just wasn't awake or what, but I like the exact time that they came, but I don't know. Um, but I'm like, if I'm home, if I'm like, you're like they can come in, like I just, or like, or if I'm not home, they can come in. I always give them access. Also, I pulled out I'm gonna move my suitcase back to back to the place where I put my suitcase, and I took the the whatchamacallit, dream catchers that my friend made. Um, I don't really know where I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna have to probably put more holes in the wall. Um, but it's with the pictures that I have. I might split up the pictures so that I can put some dream catchers kind of intermittently, like, and just put them all over the top here. I'm like, I'm gonna start crocheting like up the side instead of, okay, I should. Like, and my friend Morris would literally have the most like, it would he would just make a huge dream catcher and there'd be like a huge pelt of like a raccoon or something on there, and you're like, where did you get this? You know what? Just don't tell me. Like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me those details. Because he was very resourceful. Let's just say that. Like, he never hurt any animals. That, like, other than maybe shooting some squirrels with like a bow and arrow or something. That's very like Mars. I miss him so much. I mean, I know that like when he passed, at first I talked to him about him like all the time, and I kind of felt like I was just like all I ever did was talk about my friend, and I felt um I felt like I would, people would just be kind of annoyed and tired of me talking about my friend. So I just kind of chilled out, and there'd still be, it's almost a daily thing where something happens and it reminds me of him, or and like he passes the end of July, so like we're like closing in on a year now, and it's just like everything like came back to him. Like, even yesterday, I have enough tabs open where like you can kind of see part of like the text of the tab, not just the icon. And so I had Facebook, and then I had a message on Facebook that was like kind of popping up that I could see, and it was just popping. I could just see an M, and it was like, oh, it's Mars. I was like, oh, of course it's not Mars. Um, but so I still have, a hard time kind of gripping that he's gone. I was looking at a tarot deck that I am thinking about getting. So I'd like to get it in a store because I was like vibing with a deck before I buy it instead of just buying it off Amazon. But Mars's spirit animal was a crow. So the day after he passed, I got my crow tattoo, which I haven't shown off in a while. It needs to be retouched a little bit because it wasn't filled in super well, but and 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 then I have like a crow painting right up here that I did for him. Uh, so I think it would be cool to do a little crow. I think I've seen some good crochet. Um, but that would be fun to do, and I don't feel like I would need to be the one to uh, uh, like, I don't have to write that pattern if someone else can write it for me. That's cool. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take that out. Wait, yeah, I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna switch over to double crochets. Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I know that this is a very unusual time for me. I did not sleep last night, and I was like, I've been kind of. What's really been hard is to sleep through is I can't lie down flat um, for more than 5 minutes before I have like a coughing fit where I'm like about to throw up, and so I just like I don't really know the best way to get through that. Um, I'm close to being like I should go to the doctor, but I don't know. I know that they can give me those like cough pearls, if you know what I mean. Like they're like that medication, which does help a little bit with cough. Um, and in the past, with other things, they've given me an inhaler. So it's possible I could get an inhaler, which honestly, like inhalers, when you need them, they feel so good. But yeah, I do want to get that Crow tarot deck if it feels right, because I would like to. I just feel like it would be a nice connection to my friend. Now, when he passed, he did pass along. So I think I had two decks before he passed, and then when he did pass, both his other close friend and I, we were the only people who got to like go through his stuff, other than his partner and his parents, right? And so there were like four tarot decks, a couple spirit decks, and like uh, animal wisdom decks and stuff like that. I don't do any of the other stuff. For me, I just don't like connect with it. But I do tarot, and I didn't want those tarot cards to just like end up in the trash or something. So I got all the tarot cards. So it feels a little crazy for me to even buy tarot cards now, but all mine are in storage in North Carolina. So so when I came out here, eventually I did buy a deck for myself, and then I just have that one right now. But seeing the Crow Tarot deck, I was like, oh, this looks like something that is perfect for Mars. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Does anyone else do tarot? It's okay if you don't do it. It's okay if you have particular feelings about it that you don't agree with it, or whatever. All of that's fine. I'm not ever gonna force anything like that onto people. That's just not my shtick, not my vibe. For me, it's more about opening up my perspective a little bit and allowing me to kind of see maybe something larger than I kind of thought about before. Um, but there's no like you have to do this, or I always say like a big thing about reading tarot is like this is not telling you the future. Um, it's never like that, and but everyone reads it different. So sorry, I'm trying to get it like in the corners of my mouth, so I gotta like make out with it. Also, if we're friends on Instagram and you want to see a really cute video of Scotty, um, then I is it Ian? I think it's Ian is weird, not Ian is a weirdo. I think this is the only one because I had to create two. Uh, Yeah. Because I took up the other one and then couldn't get, I got like locked out of it. So, nope, I cannot spell. And I'm so tired that my brain's like shutting off and like at moments, but I can't I can't sleep. But yeah, if you don't have any experience with body doubling, I think I might have explained it earlier, but if you don't have any experience with body doubling, it's really just about two or more people getting together, physically or virtually, and them each doing their own thing and just being productive and you know, the just being present holds the other person, people accountable to do their own task, and it can be done in complete silence. You can talk while you do it as long as it doesn't distract you. um, okay, so let's see. One, two, three, four, two, three, four. That's four. The stitch looks weird. Why is this stitch like? Why is it? Why am I having such a hard time with this stitch right now? Okay, so I'm gonna get a stitch marker here. So now I'm in the place where I'm going to create the casing for the boning. I like to mark it, even though it's kind of obvious where it is, because I switch from doubles to singles and whatnot. It just helps me kind of get an idea of where things are going to be. So I hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Mine's been just me kind of like hacking up a lung and trying to. I took some more medicine. It's been really hard for me to keep up with my like cold medicine and stuff like that because I'm just like I'm so like time blind that I'm like, how much time has gone by since I took this? What? No, no way. No. It's very weird. So it says here For this one, we have one, two, one, two, three, four, five, six, six. So I guess like I've talked about a little bit about how I feel about what's going on in LA right now, and the so there's like the, the thing about, I wouldn't say that I'm conflicted at all. Um, but what is unique about this year and its pride as my community is being directly targeted. Um, my the city that I live in is being targeted. The state that I'm living is being targeted. Um, and it is wild, um, the conditions in which like, things are happening, and it's heartbreaking. And I want to protect people who are undergoing these like terrible things. So like I want to be like the best neighbor of the folks around me, right? And I so it's like while I'm always the one who's like the most excited for Pride, the most excited for what's going on, and doing as much as possible. Granted, there's so much more here than there was at home, um, but I also am like, how can I celebrate Pride when this the fucking world feels like it's on fire, and there's people who are just being like ripped away from their families and not given due process, and treated less less than human, um, in these conditions. How is that happening? And how can I go and be like, woo, Pride, and then like, and not show up for my community, Like, I've only been here for a couple months, but like, I live here. This is my community. I need to show up, and I don't feel right. It almost is hard to like go and celebrate Pride, and things, and think about doing things when there's there's such travesties happening, but then also like there are huge rollbacks in queer and trans rights as well. So having that, you know like having those happen as well, it's like, well, I need to show up for those. They might not feel as immediate as the other issues, but they are still very prevalent and very, important to acknowledge and talk about and advocate for and show up for. It feels sometimes like such a like messy, daunting world, and I just want to do my best to help people, and help myself, and my communities through, these types of situations. And, it doesn't often feel like I have a lot of power to make a difference. And I don't know if that's, if I can, I don't know, it's just weird, you know? So yeah, it's conflicting. And I mean, I don't know how other people feel. You know, I'm always open to talking about things, and I think that I've never been inside of a situation like this. I've seen the outside reporting and what people are doing and stuff like that, but I've never been in on the action. And so it's really, really wild because like my whole newsfeed is just what's happening in LA and then what people are doing in response to what's happening in LA, or what they think is happening in LA, or what they say is happening in LA. And I'm just like, this is like, it's, you know, it's it's really hard to watch. So I'm having a really hard time celebrating any part of Pride, and because I just have it feels selfish to um, to focus on myself and my community when like the community at large is having these big problems. And I think that once you start trying to compare, generally I think once you try to start comparing traumas and bad things that have happened to your community, you're just going to be miserable, um, in general. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna put another. Okay, so now I'm back to doubles, and this is where I'm going to put the lacing. Ugh, I feel like I'm gonna have this cough until the end of days. Maybe I will. Oh, hi, cuddle baby. Oh, hi, cuddle baby. He's just like too damn much of cuteness. really want to read this book. So there's uh, I've read this book like a million times. I love the author, so I might mispronounce his last name. I probably will. But Chuck uh, Palahniuk or Palahniuk or something like that. So he was the one who he was the guy who wrote Fight Club, and is most well known for that. But he writes a lot of kind of Fight Club esque stories, and I mean, there's all types of stuff that he writes. And there was a while where I just like exclusively read his stuff. Um, and he is so poignant. But like, so I think it's this one. Is it the song? I don't think it's this song. It sounds really similar. It was off their first album, but Panic at the Disco. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna buy my viewers, so fuck off. Um, but uh, let me find it. So the book is called Invisible Monsters. So the when it initially was released, it was written in a certain style, um, but then it was re-released because um, Chuck wanted it to you kind of like flip two different parts of it to get like the whole story, and that action of kind of being kind of like a magazine is what he wanted, but publishers didn't want that when it first got sent out. So uh, it if you can see, like, I think it's called like not remixed or whatever, but like um, when they re-released Invisible Monsters, they did that different style. And let me see. Uh, okay. Okay. So it's the song "Time to Dance," and so it's like that song is about um, that book, and that book is one of my all-time favorite books. I'll read it over and over again. Um, oh, you're so cute, baby doll. Um, and uh, but yeah, so I really that's one of the books that like I liked having on me like all the time. Uh, that that is one book that I read over and over and over again. Um, I also, oh my gosh, it's the blanket that my friend made who passed. My cat is fucking loving every part of it. Is that kick toy? Is that kick toy? Oh, it's a good kick toy. I mean, I'm kind of like, don't tear it up. It's what my friend made, but I'm like, my cat loves something that my friend made, so that's okay. Like, I'm gonna have it out, and I'm gonna like represent like what my friend made, and my cat happens to be really into it. And even though he's like, biting the shit out of it and whatnot, as long as he's not like ingesting, big chunks of yarn or anything, then that's. Oh, I just thought it was loose fuzz. It's not loose fuzz. Uh, but I think that that's like, I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad that you know this this is the most love that I've seen it get, and I'm so into it. And I love this for Scotty. And he's like nuts. This has got to be like made out of catnip or something. I don't know. I've never seen cat freak out over a blanket like this. It's just it's knit like double stranded knit um, blanket. Like it's not like anything like it's not even it's just like knit on both sides. I forgot what that's called. Not stockinette. You alternate knit and purl rows. This is just like all knit, and my friend made it just with whatever yarn he could. So it's all different colors. It's scrap yarn project, and I fucking love it. I mean, like it just means something special for me. And again, it was one of those things that I didn't ask for, but he just was like, "Here, you take it," and I was like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do with this," but and it sat for a long time, and it sat, and now it's the perfect thing for my little cat. So, dude, you're so crazy right now. Oh my gosh, I almost fell off the bed. You okay, bud? Put the stitch marker here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be a little creative about how I store things, because between the big pot, the salad spinner, the aluminum pan, which I really wanted to find like a catering pan, and I'm sure they're out there. I just have to know where to look, and then make sure that I want to die, for long enough to make it worth it to get one. But I got the disposable aluminum ones, and those are kind of flimsy. Like they're just not very structurally um, strong, and um, and then you know the knitting machine, which I'm glad I only got one. That would be a little bit intense to have two right now, especially because I like writing patterns on the small one. Although I haven't used one in so long, I need to get my skills up. Okay, I need to finish this fucker. I need to figure out how to put some like music on here, but I don't know how to do that yet. I need to do that when I'm not live. 'Cause I'm sure it's very boring to watch me try to figure that out. Very, very boring indeed. Now, for those of you who are up, are you like late night, up all night people like me, or are you waking up um, early because that's who you are? Um, I wish I could be a morning person, but I'm just not wired that way, and I've never even remotely been close to to that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a really long tail for this for sewing. Okay, and then boom. Okay, so with this, I'm gonna need those 4 pieces of boning. I'm gonna put the boning in first and secure everything, and then I'm gonna do fringe. So it's coming together. That's good. Now I had one piece of the boning up here, but my luck, it's probably fallen into the abyss. Also, if you see my room and you see that it's dirty, just don't judge me, please. I feel like I'm short. Hey, Tammy, welcome in. I posted a picture of my shirt on your channel. Do you, so on YouTube or um uh on Facebook? Sorry, I haven't had a chance really to look at things because I've been just wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out my fucking life. Okay, trying to figure out where I put the last piece of boning. It'd be cool to not have to make another one. Yes, YouTube. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like, why don't I get notifications of you? Like, you do all this stuff, I didn't get any notifications. Okay, so okay, maybe post. Oh, your pride. Oh, that's a really cool shirt. And you said it's like a lavender color? Oh, I love, love, love that. Very unique design. Very cool. So I'm making a pride top that I got commissioned for uh, pride. I already made one. So it's like a bralette, and it's got a bunch of fringe that comes down in the front. So I am making a top that is kind of designed with heavier chested folks in mind. I mean, anybody can wear it. I can adjust the size, but this one I do a lot of kind of additional things to make sure that to make sure that it is supportive. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go on like a fucking fact-finding mission to find where this other piece is, which is annoying. Shit. Meow. Yeah, I made these plastic pieces of boning um, to uh, to help support the lacing up of the back, and I can't find the last piece. Sorry, I'm gonna pick this up again and see if it's under here. No. Sorry. And I just like redid my sheets, so they might. I don't think they're like in my sheets, but. So, I think I might have asked you, but I apologize. I really do have a terrible memory. It's not that I don't try to listen, it's just that things don't stick. What, are you making anything right now? Don't think it's in my bag with big hooks and furl hooks and shit. But it might be. It's gonna take me forever to find this. I'm never gonna find it. And then I'm gonna have to make another one. No, I'll find it. It's actually very simple to do. So I could probably have made one in the time that I like need to make one. So yeah, let's just go do that. So I'm gonna go grab everything I need to make one, and I will be back shortly. This is just about like me just getting shit done today. Making a skirt and incorporate sewing, embroidery, and crochet. That is so cool. I can't wait to see that. I know it will be awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I don't get your notifications because like I have the bell rung. Like it said I had all the shit that I needed to have done. It was just being a rude little bitch. God, I'm so annoyed. I'm just like I know it's out there. The truth is out there. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna find it right after, I'm sure. I will be right back. Ladies, gentlemen, and other people. them today. Got that. And where is that? I just feel like it's just a waste of like time and resources, and it's like it's such a small thing, but it would just be fucking less annoying to. Okay, it's too dark in there, and I can't find shit. So let's see where. Okay. Gosh, I can't find like all my stuff. Okay, I'm gonna use the light just after my shower. Okay, cool. If you want to come back, I will probably be here. If you don't want to come back, I understand. Okay, let me find my stuff. Is it over here? Scan. Okay, going in and trying to find shit. What the hell is my shit? I don't have that big of an apartment to like lose it. I just lose stuff so easily. Like I mean, it's freaking amazing. How easily I can lose stuff. Impressive. Really. I have no idea. That's my shit. Okay, so maybe it's over here somewhere. No. Okay, so we're gonna have to get a few days to figure that out. Maybe more less sleep deprived brain can figure out what to do about this. But my sleep deprived brain is like, I can't figure this out. Impossible. I do have 3 pieces of boning that I can put in, so. Oh, you love my bookshelf? So this is all, yeah, like, so this right here, the wood one, I someone was moving and gonna toss it, and so like there's like a kind of standard in LA that if it's out on the street, or like if like someone's like moving or something, and they put it out there, like it is immediately up for grabs. So I grabbed this one. The bottom 2 shelves are kind of broken, but they're good enough that they can hold enough stuff. And it's secure at the bottom, so if there is like an earthquake, it's less likely to kind of tumble over because it's not top heavy. And then all of this is like built in. I think it's both really cute and really tacky and ugly. So, whatever. Okay, so these are the 3 that I have here with me. And I don't know where my glue gun is. I don't know where um, actually, maybe, let me try one more spot. Okay, nope. I was like, I think I have some more supplies under the bed, but not for nothing that helps me right now. And that's really what I'm looking for. Something that helps me right now. I was hoping that one of these would be like too wide and I could cut it in half, but used to have that kind before. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Let's see. Understand the sleep deprivation. I used to have that kind before. Yeah, I'm not great at sleeping or things, anyways. And then because I'm sick, whenever I lie down, I might not be coughing as much right now, but when I lie vertically, or sorry, horizontally, oh my gosh, like I cough like and like to the point where I'm gonna throw up, and so I have to sit up. So I'm trying to like sit and sleep, and it's just not really working. So I'm like getting more sleep um, deprived. I was wondering what the water looked like on here, like from my Kofi thing. I just set up a Kofi. I've never had it before, or coffee, whatever you want to call it. So if you'd like to help me stay hydrated, um, uh, feel free to do it. Also, I'm probably going to. I've been thinking about doing memberships, but it's just like one more thing in the grand list of shit I'm maybe a little over ambitious about. So who knows? Okay, so we're gonna have to cut some of these pieces down because they're just kind of like what I started. Being slightly elevated helps for sleep. I can't do that, unfortunately. That makes things 1,000 times worse for me. Helps so many people, so I'm not gonna dog it in any kind of fashion. But I can't do that. I have medicine that does help quite a bit, um, but certain times in my life, just nothing's gonna work. Okay, so I cut um, anything that seems like it might be a little pokey or stabby, and this is just cutting hot glue. Can't be stuck. There you go, baby. So I don't want it to stab anyone through, because that's a big problem with corsets and like bra making and stuff like that, is you don't want to have that shaping element uh, come and like become like this stabby time. Okay, so I'm gonna take my darning needle. The weirdest thing about being in California, well, one of the weird things was that, like, especially because I was in like a lot of like sober places for a lot of the time, even though like I don't have a problem with substances. But okay, give me yeah, okay, I guess this is a better time to show it than once I started. So this is the top. I just kind of tied it at like a random point. I need to tie in the ends here, and then I have a strap that goes around the like all the way around, and these are gonna fold up into pleats for casing for the boning. Then I'll make the string to help tighten it, and I'll do the fringe that kind of like flows down. It's gonna look almost exactly like the top I made before, except this one is slightly larger in size. So I should be able to finish this today if I'm focused and don't like end up falling asleep and sleeping all day. Let's see. Thank you very much. Very happy with it. I know, like, I think that the original pattern, because it was really just the cups and like how look like the colors that you put in. Um, but I I put a lot of effort into making this top very secure for larger chests specifically, because I think that uh, you know, having it be like secure is something that can be a little scary when you are wearing a top like this and you are, you know, heavier chested. What's a fool doing underneath the bed? The cat's acting crazy right now. I hope I'm going to be able to go to some Pride activities this year. I know that there are so many, and there's definitely ones I want to go to, and things that I might even go to by myself, like even if I'm not going with a friend or whatever. Like I feel okay with that. Not my preferred method, but you know, just is what it is. Um, you know, just you know, getting out there. But getting out in LA right now, there's so much going on. I feel like I'd rather sacrifice the activities of Pride Month to, even though we're still we still need to focus on pride and protecting, you know, people in our community, but there's also people in my community geographically and whatnot that I just like don't like I can't not think about them and what's going on within my community there, um, to pretty wild. Um, and it's being bombarded with like a ton of different. I don't know. It's hard to describe what it's like to be in this, because I want to be helpful to the community, and I'm not quite sure how to do that, but um, but both communities, I guess. I don't need the added stress. I mean, the thing is, I live in LA. Like, it's I don't get the option to avoid the stress. Um, and also, I'm there's a bunch of really beautiful, nice people around me who are living in fear. And I am fortunate enough to not share that fear. Um, so if I can, you know, help while also maintaining my mental health, um, that would be that would be great. But you know, I just I'm not like usually I'm like it's Pride, let's party, let's do everything like woo 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 woo. I don't know if that's actually happened yet or if it's just been talked about. Um, there's been a lot of talk about it, but it's so anything definite. I don't know if that's true. Um, I know that at first it was the National Guard, and then um, oh, sorry, I didn't mean for Nightbot to just like drop it, the ground to to fall out with. Okay, I don't know why I can't scroll that up. Let me see. Uh, yeah, the thing is, like, I with the Marines, it's a kind of different experience because so the National Guard is deployed traditionally by the states rights, which typically the right has aligned with, right? Um, so to have that happen is pretty, um, and then they're coming and they're finding a bunch of peaceful protests, and they're like, "There's nothing to do here." And then there's one protest that's not peaceful, and so that's the one that gets publicized and dramatized, uh, uh, and everything, right? So then he talks about sending people from the Marines, and the thing is, the Marines, that's not their crowd control and things like that is not. And I'm just kind of following along with uh, what I've heard from people who were or like are Marines, either active or retired. That's not the function that they serve, and how this is wild even to them, and uh, having to take a conscious uh, having to take a conscious inventory, I guess is the best way to put it, of like whether or not this is something that they're willing to do, regardless of whether or not the commander in chief um, has asked for it or not. So it's really a complex thing, because it puts the people who are in the Marines and the National Guard and everyone else in this like super compromised position. The the governor and the mayor of LA, they like everything, they felt like they had everything well within control. And then it was escalated and is continuing to be escalated, by these statements. So um, it's hard, like my whole news feed is just like one after another, just like things that are happening outside, and you know, I just you know there's the easier, like, I don't go out, I don't help anyone out. And I mean, you can go out and not be in one of those, like it's not like every single person in the city is protesting or rioting or whatever. Um, so like you can go out and you know it's only in specific places that these things are happening. Uh, and uh, but I don't know. It's hard because I don't want to sit there and not show people who need support that they can't get support. Um, I don't know. It's just a very complicated issue, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do about things right now. And I think it's easy to say like just wear your own oxygen mask and um, you know let these people deal with whatever they have to deal with on their own. But the stories are making me sick to my stomach. They're making me they're making me I don't even know. It's very hard. It's very hard to listen to some of these things, and so I don't know. Whatever you want to do with that information, you can. But, so I'm going to cut a long piece, and I'm going to attach these here. So this is going to be a threefold pleat, so that I can make it look good in the front, but also have it be comfortable in the back. Because if I just did a pleat like this, then this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but sewing it down will be a lot more um, comfy. I'm going to keep this string really long so I can use it for the next one too. I did something kind of, I don't know if it's silly or if it's like appropriate for my Nightbot. So I know a lot of people do the Ko-fi or the coffee or whatever. So uh, I um, I know there's kind of like it's an ongoing joke that has like a lot of truth behind it, where like a lot of ADHD folks will have 3 drinks with them at all time if they remember to drink. And so they'll have something caffeinated. They will have something for flavor, and they will have something with hydration for hydration. So like just like water or Gatorade, like whatever. So I thought it'd be funny and like my my Kofi like to talk about like through the 3 main types of drinks that ADHDers like or kind of like function on. But yeah, I have that book that I want to read again that I've read like a million times already. Invisible Monsters. Does anyone else have any books that they like or would recommend or um, are thinking about checking out or anything like that? Okay, so set up the side there, and I'm gonna sew up the bottom, and I'm gonna go through all 3 layers here. I know nights like this throw him off. Do you like Luna Boil or does it scare you? I know it scares some cats. I know that like it throws off his sleep schedule, and I don't love that either. Um, so I'm gonna try to find a new psych. My insurance is about to change, and I'm really not sure what it's gonna change to. But it changes at the end of the month, and I have no fucking idea what to do. Uh, because I literally have like um, no way to 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 figure out how to get it, insurance. They just kind of were like, nope, we can't help you, which sucks. And I'm not one of those people who like I can get by without um, insurance, which most people aren't really, because like anytime anyone can have a medical emergency. Uh, but with my tendency to go into treatment, my need to go to, uh, you know, need to go into treatment centers frequently, and all of the stuff like my medication. I go to therapy, go to the psychiatrist, go to specialists. It's not cheap, and it's definitely not even possible to afford it if you don't have insurance. So, kind of like I don't really know what to do, and I don't qualify for really anything. I have Medicare, but I have enough trouble finding. So, like, a insurance company will have a group of doctors and whatnot that they're in service and network with, right? So like that, um, they are constantly negotiating the price with that company. So if they decided they're not going to do those negotiations, or the company is like, you know what, we're not going to go lower, and the big insurance company is like, okay, well, you're not you're not on our approved list or whatever the fuck, um, then uh, that's what happens. So all the thing is, I can't go see like a regular psychiatrist. Like, a lot of the psychiatrists that are practicing now, and this is no shade to any of them, they're just doing their job, and there is a high need for them. But if they primarily just work with anxiety and depression, like working with a complex bipolar case like me is really, really difficult. So, like, I have to find people who are experts in bipolar. Like, that's how my bipolar works. And so I do have Medicare, through disability, that I pay a premium for, but I um, but I would not be able to find the doctors that I need. Hey, sleep boy! Oh my gosh, I could put you in a little crock in the little pot, and you'd be so cute in there. But Medicare, I'm definitely not going to be able to find the doctors that I need, because I can't even hardly find the doctors that I need with the companies of the broadest networks out there. So I'm just a little frustrated because I am up a creek, and that just is what it is. But it still sucks a lot of dicks. Oh my gosh, what? Do you want to help be held like a little baby? Do you want to be held like a little baby? Don't mean to do that. This is my man kissing him. If you haven't been introduced, this is Scotty. He's a black, mostly black Scottish fold. He's named after Scotty from Star Trek: The Original Series. I've named my past couple pets after Star Trek characters, and once I found out he was a Scottish fold, I just felt like it fit. I feel like a little ham bone over my over my leg. He's very fluffy. He's long hair, Scottish fold. He's so sweet. He's so incredibly sweet. He's grown. He was kind of abused in his last home, and um, he's kind of finding his own personality here, and maybe the first time in his life. And he did nothing but hide for weeks, and he's just finally getting to become a little bit more independent. He's sweet. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just sewing up the end kind of over and over and over again just to make sure that everything's nice and secure. It's gonna like bother me until I find it or until I can make another one, and even then it's gonna bother me. I just had an idea. So there's these things called red cards where you basically can read your rights as um, uh, as a person in this country, whether you are here legally or not. And I think you just really read them to because like basically like they have to have like a warrant for like search and seizure or like whatever. So like they have to have a judge sign a warrant for you specifically, um, which is not happening, and a lot of people aren't getting access to due process and the entire um, process, and which is really horrific and dehumanizing. So I wonder if I go to the library and like print off like a certain number of like red cards and just like give them to find a place that I can donate them to. It's not a whole lot, but it's like something that I can do with, like low stress and not um I don't know, maybe that would be something. Set that one in and set this handle in a little bit. Okay. Now, before I move on to the next side, with one of the two, I'm going to try something and we'll see how it works. Uh, hmm. Okay, so I think I'm gonna. Okay, so there's a website that I have used several times, called Upbeat, and so I'm gonna try to find some songs on here. Um, Carrie is doing bingo. Okay, so let's see. Okay, turn this music off. Alright, it says. Oh wait, there's two P's. It's PP. Hey, little kitty cat. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, what's up, baby? Okay, so I'm gonna hopefully find some music that we can just like jam out to. Keep it like low pressure. We just gonna do things. Um, I think it's hard because I have so many fucking emails. Okay, so I did turn off Pandora, but it's still fucking playing. So I'm tired of hearing this song. So let's see. Okay. Um, so AI is apparently going to make me a playlist. So, like, quirky rock is like describing my personality. I'm like, oh god, this is actually harder than I thought it would be. Because there's like your video slash scene sounds like anything else. I'm like, eclectic rap playlist. Okay. Okay, I like this. Okay, so now I know with a lot of them, you have to like put something about the uh about like crediting the music, but I don't know how to do that if it's like a playlist. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm just gonna type in the same stuff here and do it on my computer. Um, I know this is weird, and I'm like up in your face this whole time. My eyes are like crossing from being so tired. Okay, so save playlist, and I guess I'm just gonna like play them. playlist or just whatever. But I figured it would be cool to try some music. So now I have the phone in this side and I use the phone on this side, at least with what I have. It's really reminiscent like it's like having music in their videos. And just when it like they cut like then it was like really fast. I like triple like speed. It's like that's how it feels. In a little bit I'm gonna make some coffee because it's good for my brain. But I'm gonna try to have a meeting at at 12, so it'd be nice to be able to do that. That and a lot and exactly, but I was like, just like, I'm saying this, and stuff. So that was basically my share, and I do try to be an active participant. So I feel like I haven't been really weighing on uh, no, and mm, mm, like this project. I feel like I would say that we really are very close. A couple months or so in, adding that other piece of boning and then adding the fringe. The fringe takes a little bit of time, but it's not like that super intensive. It's just the fact that you actually have to add, several uh, pieces of fringe. This, and then you have to rebuild the stretch. We'll do a morning stretch together if it's easy for you to do. So, my parents have this and that stuff that used to and so still see after that movie stuff. Uh, you know, all the like, I told my friends that was like, like, I had the glue gun, I had the glue sticks, like, all of the like, glue, and like, one of my table, the table was pretty, pretty nice. But I thought for sure, just look around, find more, and you know, moving on to read about and moving. All the stuff that it just really so again with the other this short with basically clear a lot of things that that has this coverage. No idea. So that is something we need to address later. Right now, we need to focus on how to the cuts here the red to attach. I will put these I'm done with this. I just feel like there's like set up for anything like that. Um, but you know, that's just me. And this is really, yeah. I just feel like I need. today will, like, I feel like you need to put something deep into it, like I do with other things that I have. But that created some I don't know now that you have this the sweet kind of story, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, eyes are fit for big people. I fit people. Okay, so this stuff is the time for the frame. You know, big is a big people. Before I start, you should tell me that it's a and they're not all the ones that things that happen that happen over time. Some he gave to me, and then I gave him more. this is what good. So this one top to bottom, yeah, um, but pretty heavy. Like this shirt, but it's yeah, we can use like cast it to do it. This is called. So this one is a beautiful one. It's very it is black and pretty good. And it's really out of it because that's important to me to have this in my thing. Or I could try to I could do some kind of thing there for the just like that. Yeah, I don't know. And I think if I get it started like this, it would be very like that's but I mean this is the big one that I'm about the big just like without quantity. Um, this is the thing so this is like actually like the effect like helped and he just like did this and he did it and it is it's fucking it's huge. He just like with like very and and it's good. So I was like the thing like all my the time everything and it was I think it's better. But yeah, so these are the dream catchers I have. I think I can do those if I try this later. It just aggressive thing. So I'm gonna put these on place. Um, and yeah, so that's how it looks. But I could do it all the time so that I could do it. Okay, so um, for each uh, for I'm gonna go in with a smaller hook than the 5.5. I'm gonna go in with the 4 just to make my life a little bit easier. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the purple, which is really the inner part, the top, because the red is the one that takes a little bit more finesse, specifically around the center. So, so I do 2 strips per row of single crochet. Um, every color this uh, had 4 stripes with the exception of the purple and red, which are 5. So I'm just gonna measure and cut, use that to cut this make it so so cut cutting it up to measure. Okay. So, so So I'm going to need three, sorry. I think I'm cancel. So but I think we're getting to the point where it's about half of the photo that I need. So go started um, going in the middle of the, so I did my six three inches. Um, so what actually is from of the chest inches. So you can pick up around it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Just have it be close. Do your best like that. The thing that I did want to motivation. Scotty. Really felt it. If I can't play it, but like a real turkey cutter, like this thing's awesome. No, dude, I'm trying to play with you for like, I'm there's see anything like so now with this and then put my hand for so so if you would like call me you're able to get it and find me coffee. There's little things like that that are like that, I can express how I feel um, you know, because like not I do like giving just like a little bit of you know, I really do think about it, but also it's like if you tell me like, hey, when I pay, then like make yourself some happy, whatever. Like those sorts of things, like I I am so obligated to do it, and I like push myself more to do it, which I really appreciate, and sometimes I feel so, you know, I wish that like just like have motivation, but sometimes just like getting and doing the talk of it is so difficult, and it's really difficult. So I've shared this before in like This is what just one view of films looks like. I just feel like because you can see so much skin through it, and it's really quite good that like it's even photographed because like the skin is kind of so I like to do tutorials like very much on my stuff, but for how they do longer, shorter, you can do it all like 268. That would be pretty good. So just what I just like in the specific. After this picture of coffee break. 7. So this is what the bigger like this I make this happy like happy this if I have this this clean bedding. I haven't had cereal in so long. Right? I don't know. But something that I've listened to before. Special K. I'm actually the radio side. Somehow ended up family side. I think that maybe drivers do it is that they get you a larger size because then you focus more so more. So I'm gonna start filming kind of day by day or dying whatnot. Done that. So yeah, people have kind of see all the stuff I have and kind of what I'm working with now. Now, the one thing I'm worried about is that the dyes usually have, like, once they're open, have like a shelf life of like 1 to 5 years, and they can start fading in color. And I would say that it would probably be close-ish to the 1 year mark, that the one that I just ordered. But so I'm a little like, kind of like anxious to see how they Swiffer. Really, that's getting very like 50s, 60s. Like, yeah, I'll with the playlist. Quirky rock notification. Just get ready to rock out with this play. I play with energy, energetic, aggressive, surely. It's perfect for the motivated, so quirky twist with punching beats, distorted guitars. This playlist will keep your creative music flowing just as you get. Adding more quirky tracks can enhance the playlist. Seven. But it's but when sugar gets to sugar, it's done. Eight. And I want to eat my cereal kind of all at once because once it's foggy, it's not like it's like like good for me, but I don't make it so good. So that's my favorite thing. Like so I guess probably like was probably gonna add just like a look right, but because I prefer it to look right, and that fall kind of keep moving the suction. Okay, so let's work on this top. So this should be the right. Okay, so I think I'm done with this. Okay, so let's see. Should be pretty. But R&B show. Smooth R&B vibes. Get ready to vibe with this playlist full of R&B tunes, show perfect for creators looking for soulful, groovy, relaxing tracks. Well, it's the mark on most characteristics that he would want a lot of to build music. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, it's just like, do it. So let's do it. Okay, so let's make some of this started. So, I would say, I feel like this is in line with what I want with music should done. Just like straightforward, like chill, just like not too chill that's like me to sleep, but it's like that like beat and keep going. My environment, so nice world, great. If you're a creator, music from or where without getting copyright strike, which would mean I'm hope I don't get copyright strike because this is all supposed to be free music. Um, but it's called Beat.io, and I use I've used it for like music intros and stuff like that before. And when I did that, I had to like put a correct like credit and the artist say like the name for stuff for but because I'm playing like a blank playlist from a beat, I don't know what to put in the description. So I don't know. I'm gonna I guess try to figure it out. But because obviously I don't want this video to be taken down. Just um, I didn't understand that this wasn't royalty free. I didn't feel like for the group that they did. I really know this music to this is the purple sign we did not. Um, oh, one thing I need to send Kelly from Kelly's Crochet Adventure some. I feel like every time I pull up something else is going on in the world. What's going on with the my gosh, show it off, girl, show it off, please. But not with one person, but with everyone. So, you look at so the funniest person on not voiceover, when people read the books, for like when people read audiobooks, what are the voice actors like specific types of vocabulary? Maybe it's just um, Oh my goodness. This person comes up on my feed all the time, and they were talking about um, this way that like anybody could like um, like read and do um, to be like audiobook or audiobook reading for like anything in the public domain. And I thought it was really cool. I wanted to send it to Kelly. I don't know if she's interested, but I thought it was really cool because I know she wants to thought that she could like actually have on her resume. Um, I can mm, it's yeah. What's like, I don't know. If you don't understand how to like truly like hear taboo, you don't know everybody who teach you but I mean really it's just you all the one so so like you're fucked up and I just like love the whenever I see something like this, like it, I think literally all of the shit. Like I have been making breakfast. I've been like phone just for like 20 minutes at a time. So apologies, you know, sometimes I just feel like that, but it's still that's super boring. So I didn't sit through that. I can get it. Yeah. So part of the reason why I don't get on either because I can't stay on. First of all, like that would be such a silly method. But also like I can't sit down like unless like every so often there's a little time that I can actually you know I can watch because I'm meeting the person talking back and forth for a long time. But usually I just can't do that and I get so insanely like there's so many people that are seeing my message. I'm not really feeling like with them. So like I usually just say hi to them in my head, get out of it pretty quickly. Um, yeah. Um, so I'm actually really bad at watching live, so I don't hold anyone I don't hold people's feet to the fire about watching live because I just like I'm not good at watching live. Um, I try to like check in, whatever. But it's pretty rare that I can sit through a good amount of live because it's it's just really difficult for me. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, um, and it could be like could be a really entertaining. And I still have trouble overcoming kind of niche of this because I get dragged into this, I get dragged into that, and there's something else on my phone. It's Chinese that I tend to study the live way and watching something else. And don't even know what this movie and I'm like, fuck that. Okay, so let's see, it's 8:08. I think it was I call my doctor because it seems that it was daily. Yeah, there's a lot more meds that I need to get through to get to by the time so make sure that's all squared away because I feel very much with um, and then call it insurance. So that's fine. I wish I called insurance first to see what you do. Um, okay, so let's start from I tend to go right to left just to kind of make sure that I hit everything that I need to, even if it's something harder. see what I can do. Probably insane expensive. Although it was gonna be pretty expensive regardless. Try to get it through this state, you know? But for some reason, you know, even well below the cover. Um, but I think part of it is Medicare, but I don't know if I really don't use anything for Medicare. And because I paid in Medicare, I could stop paying, but they would do this. It's weird. Um, I will doctors when I have a really good student, one of the most restrictive give me a doctor really so that's something that happen and I'm not gonna have any of this you realize that's what people do. So it was quite good. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 1, 8, 8, 6, so you can yeah. This is what I'm just waiting for someone to like chilling and doing things that it was going to cross off my list anyways. But this is part of like the body double and accountability. It's just like having someone like, just potentially there who something to it. Um, time. I have to see. Yes, this so I'm gonna take a break from the stuff.